Completing this compendium has assisted me to enrich my professional knowledge on assessment and its contribution to student learning. ACEL Standard 5 expresses that teachers have a responsibility to assess, provide feedback, and report on student learning. Teachers are able to do this through the implementation of various formative and summative assessments. The importance of formative assessment is discussed within the assessment policies of both the Primary Years Program and the Victorian Department of Education and Training. As John Gardner states, assessment should be seen as a process within teaching to enable students to understand the aims of their learning. Ultimately, it should improve learning. It should not be seen as scary or stressful. When looking at PYP, I observed the importance of not using standardized tests to understand a student's learning capabilities, but to work with the student to create assessments they think will show their best work. Thompson and Cook discussed that not allowing students to be involved in the decision toward their own learning is detrimental to the success of the student. As a pre-service teacher, I hope to take on a similar approach of assessment as the PYP and keep the image of what is seen to be as a good teacher by making sure my students and their parents know the reason for and the criteria for the success of the assessment and knowing exactly what will be assessed. Providing the students this information will allow them to have a greater understanding of the assessment and will provide them the opportunity to take responsibility of their learning that contributes to improving student performance. Thompson and Cook discuss that NAPLAN and other high-stake tests are altering what it means to be a good teacher. They continue to state that schools and communities are worrying about their My School rating, therefore narrowing the classroom practices to teach to the test, which is affecting students' learning. I believe NAPLAN has lost its purpose to create quality education in Australia, as it has become a stressful experience for students to do well in maths and literacy, and does not cover all areas of the curriculum. In addition to not covering all areas of the curriculum, such as humanities and the arts, I also see NAPLAN to be an unfit test of students' knowledge, as those whose first language is not English, for example some Indigenous populations, are disadvantaged. Both the PYP and Victorian Education Department state that feedback and reflection are both crucial elements in assessment. Providing students feedback gives them constructive direction in their learning or needs for improvement. Using self and peer assessment is also another great way to direct students to become responsible for their learning and develop relationship between peers in the classroom. This can result in motivation towards their learning. Overall, assessment is crucial in learning. I believe that teachers need to understand that learning comes in many forms and capabilities, and they need to be prepared to use different approaches and have an open mind when it comes to classroom practices.
Created using Powtoon.